Do you really know what's missing in your life? I'll cut to the chase. Feelings. They're what's missing. Feelings are the other F word for so many of us. I'm here to let you know that until you know them, they will haunt you. Maybe that's why they're so scary. Maybe that's why we don't want to feel them. You're most welcome. When working with real live humans in the legal system, also known as my clients, I was trained not to feel and not to entertain my clients' emotions. Emotion has nothing to do with the problem, they said. They are still saying it. BS, I started saying. But who was I to say the BS word? I pondered that idea somewhat before I stood on the famous red dot to call out BS publicly. I was cautioned by the TEDx organisers in fear of my potential lynching. Could make for interesting content though, probably why my audition was approved. To say I lost sleep the night before was an understatement. I was really terrified. I didn't die. No, I wasn't lynched. I was really surprised actually how well people took to the idea. That idea, however, was intended to reconnect people to their problems. It meant that to move through any problem, people needed to learn how to truly feel again. I was struck by the discovery that so many of my clients, men in particular, did not know how to feel. They said they simply couldn't feel. So let me circle back to who I thought I was to be saying this. I had become an experiencer of feelings. I was given some, let's say, super fun life experiences to understand what it meant to feel it all and what the outcome of that looked like. Anger in particular was beckoning my attention more than the other emotions in the most, shall we say, delightful of ways. And I'll save the backstory on that for another time. So words don't teach, but experience does. You can read about riding a bike all you like, but until you get on that thing, fall off, feel the wind in your hair, you're never going to experience what riding a bike feels like. So I'm going to offer you an analogy about why I believe it's important to feel everything life sends you. Let's colour in. I know you want to. So imagine your small self there with a brand new tin of pencils. I know, they're so yummily fresh, so pristine, in their rainbow order of colours that you don't want to flatten their pretty little pointy tips and abuse them in that way. Actually, that's not true. Before this story starts, you actually don't care. You just want to dive right into the pencils. You don't care about how pristine or ordered they are. They told you needed to worry about those sorts of things. So let's just dive in. You start by drawing your family portrait. You draw your house, your dog, and that spiky yellow circle that looks down happily upon your happy family in the picture. You choose a green pencil for the tree, and then you choose a red one to draw the apples on that tree. Your well-meaning parents or carers or school teacher or whoever it was that was in charge of you and your pencils said, "No, you're not going to use red. You're going to use green. You're going to use green apples. Green apples belong on that tree. That's what's in our front yard, and that's what you're going to use." According to them, you got it wrong. So embarrassing. Even so, you still feel red is the appropriate colour here. And you continue to draw red apples. You've seen them before and you rather like them. You want to try them out. Besides, green apples don't look good on your green tree, so boring. So you go all red pencil at it again. Then suddenly, kaboom. The red pencil of doom is removed from your pencil tin. You are only young and you can't rationalise why this is actually happening to you. So you just believe they know best and get on with it. You get on without using your red pencil. All good, you adapt. This is your new normal, a life without red. What does this mean? All grown up now, you're using life without red. You're an adult with missing pencils. Your missing pencils simply represent the emotions that you were unable to experience or play with as a child. You needed to play with all the emotions to grow them up, to test out what they did, to see how people respond to them, to understand the full gambit of every emotion in your pencil tin. But you were stopped. You were stopped before that emotion could be expressed maturely in the world. I'm generalising here, but in my experience when I was a family lawyer, particularly where there were issues of abuse, I noticed that men were missing their blue pencil, or their ability to express emotion, sadness, and their ability to cry. Women, on the other hand, seem to be missing their red pencil, the ability to express anger or assert themselves and create boundaries. That was me. Again, I'm generalizing. The little secret here is why these conflicts have arisen between the two of them is each secretly thinks, or unconsciously thinks, the other has their missing pencil. That's why they're so attractive. It's like if I think I'm missing a red pencil, oh, look, over there, someone's got it, amazing. People have usually lost about half their set of pencils, but I'm just using the red and the blue one here in this example to illustrate, shall we say. So when you're missing pencils, it feels like something's missing in your life. So there's some emptiness, a sense of emptiness, incompletion, something's lost. So you keep looking for your pencils or your emotions, and usually in all the inverted commas, wrong places. Let me assure you, there is nothing actually wrong. The point is, where you're looking for them is not where you're going to find them. It's not out there at all. The pencils aren't out there. Becoming the full set of pencils again, however, will help you feel whole. It will help you feel fulfilled, content, complete, at peace. And another word I like saying is at home. So many of us don't feel at home. And fundamentally, this is because we don't feel settled. Until we experience all those emotions, we'll still feel a pull or a push to go looking for the missing pencils. We often feel our wholeness or fulfillment is at the bottom of the bottle of wine, in that block of chocolate, or on that ayahuasca journey. They're all things that will give you relief, yes, but they don't fill the hole. They do not fill the hole. You all probably have felt that. It just does it temporarily, fantastic, helps you sort of feel better for a moment, but it's not sustainable for you. So you need something a little bit more permanent, and that is really finding where the missing pencil went, finding that emotion that you're missing. Once we learn to colour our lives in, again, by truly experiencing all of our emotions, only then will we feel fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction, peace, and at home. Then we will not be looking externally for that gratification. I hope that was helpful. Happy colouring in, and thank you for listening.